Hello everyone! So today we're going to compare the Studio Series 61 Dark of the Moon Sentinel Prime and the BAIWEI TW1024 Supreme Leader Sentinel Prime. So I recently got the Studio Series Sentinel Prime from Facebook Marketplace. Unfortunately, this guy came in custom painted by the previous owner. This is the Studio Series one, and here the chest, the shoulders, the chest plate, the shoulder plates, and even the thighs, I believe, are custom painted. So for today, we won't be comparing their paint details, but we're going to take a look at everything else between the two. This one is as I've said, sorry. This one is the Studio Series one, and this one is the BAIWEI one. So first, let's talk about their similarities because they have a lot, and they have a lot that are actually exactly the same. First off is scaling and size. They are pretty much the same figure. They stand at the same height, and yeah, they're the same width. I believe BaiWei just copied their mold, and it's exactly the same. And the next is articulation. There is no difference in between their articulation as well. Everything is exactly the same. And then the engineering and transformation is also exactly the same, which I'll show. I actually have the transformation video on on a YouTube short. I'll drop the link down below so you guys can check that out. So yeah, those are the similarities between the two, which are almost exactly the same. So let's talk about their somewhat differences. So first off, the sculpt. Let's talk about the head sculpt first. This one is the BaiWei one, and as you can see, it is well detailed. The face is well detailed, but this is the Studio Series one, and I think the Studio Series one is more detailed. You can even see the lines on the mustache there, and yeah, in terms of face sculpt, the Studio Series one is much more detailed, and I like. Not sure. I think the eyes on this is also painted, so I can't compare. But yeah, at least on the face or in the head sculpt, Studio Series is better on that department. But everything else is pretty much identical. You guys can see it for yourselves here. There's even number detailing here on BaiWei one here, the number 31, which I'm not sure if it had it here in the Studio Series one because it's custom painted even on the legs. So there we go for sculpt. And also, by the way, this one, the one on the back, Studio Series, the fire hose can actually be bent so that it won't be sticking out behind him. But for some reason, BaiWei's backpack can be detached, which I'll show why later. For some reason, BaiWei doesn't have the joint here in the fire hose. So if this is how you'd configure it, the fire hose would be sticking at the back like a sore thumb. Then next, the feel and the overall build of the figure. Studio Series, when you touch it, feels much sturdier. Like the quality control on it is much better than the BaiWei one. The BaiWei feels a bit heavier because I believe some of this are die cast. I believe this is die cast, and the hip skirts, although I can't unfold the hip skirts here on the BaiWei, it's really difficult to pull out, so I don't usually pull them out. So overall sturdiness and build, I'd recommend Studio Series one. In terms of feel, because this one, even though some of it is die cast, to be honest, the waist, as you can see, the waist can be. This is due to transformation, by the way, but this can be removed quite easily without much effort on my part. And in transformation, these two things, the part of the heel spurs, the ball joint on these are pretty loose. I'm not too familiar in how to fix the looseness of ball joints, so it's kind of annoying when transforming. While this guy, his waist is pretty much sturdier than that. See, although it is kind of loose as well, but it's way sturdier than this one. And everything else, the tolerances between the joints and everything is much better on this than the BaiWei one. But in terms of accessories, BAIWEI definitely takes the cake on this one because for Studio Series, he only has this. This is the two swords which can be combined into. Oops, BAIWEI fell. So these are the two swords which can be combined into like a double-bladed spear or something, and eventually it will become the which will become part of the truck in transformation mode. And the previous owner also painted it to match the actual sword in the movie, which is pretty cool that he did it. It's just I think it's done poorly, but anyway, let's put that aside for now. For BAIWEI and accessories really takes the cake on this one. He doesn't just come with that sword or accessory, the double-bladed one. This is just big. Oops, I turned off the light. This is just like somewhat of an extra accessory for transformation, to be honest. I don't use this for display on robot mode because he comes in with a bunch of accessories. Let me just get them real quick. So he comes in, let me put them way back first. He comes in with two extra movie accurate swords, a gun. I forgot what the gun was called, the one that he used to kill Ironhide. I think this is what it's supposed to be. This is like a nail, something like it's a sword supposed to be that's equipped to his forearm. His shield, which is pretty cool. And lastly, an extra. Is this a cape? I guess I'll call it a cape for now. This is an extra cape for him to match the accuracy of the one in the movie. So that's the reason why this one was detached earlier. This is really detachable. In order for the movie accurate cape to be equipped to him. So that definitely looks a lot better than this. Because I understand. Oh, I understand that the Studio Series one cannot do that unless they do an extra accessory similar to what BAIWEI did, which I really doubt they'll ever do. But looking at the back of the BAIWEI one, when this is equipped, although one bad thing is, as I mentioned in the quality control earlier, this is a bit loose, so it's not that it comes off pretty easily. But looking at the back, the BAIWEI one definitely looks much better, and of course the accessories are all can be equipped to him. This side nail thingy can be put on his shoulder, or he can even hold it with the 5mm peg right there. His gun, he can hold this gun just like that, how he killed Ironhide. And how I like to display this guy is with a shield, which can be pegged, of course, in his hand, and the two massive blades. And by the way, this one has a connector to it, which, if you're not careful, can be easily misplaced. So be careful when you're handling his accessories. So this is how I like to display my BAIWEI Sentinel Prime. So it's really cool. It's really awesome. The accessories, BAIWEI definitely takes the cake on that one. And in terms of pricing, I got the Studio Series one, although it's secondhand. I got it for around $30, which is really expensive. And I got the BAIWEI one with all of the extra accessories for only $18.50. So that is really cheap, I believe. And before we do anything else, let's look at their articulation. They're pretty much the same. The head can look slightly down, up, sidewards. The shoulders can move the full 360, can move to the side. There's a bicep or elbow swivel. Elbow bend more than 90 degrees. And of course, there is a wrist swivel. There is also a waist swivel, although limited one. The legs can kick sidewards pretty far, forwards much farther, and backwards limited by the backpack. There is also a thigh or knee swivel. Knee bend is more than 90 degrees, I believe, or 90 degrees, not sure. and there's a tip toe, but no ankle pivot for this one. And their articulation, as I mentioned earlier, is pretty much exactly the same. So here we have both of them in their alt mode, which is a Rosenbauer. I believe this is an airport fire truck. Not too sure. Forgive me if I'm wrong. So visually, if you're looking at it from this, I'm pretty sure you won't know which one is which, except for the joint here, because I mentioned earlier that the Studio Series one has a joint on the fire hose, while the BAIWEI one doesn't. So, but they're pretty much identical. The one major difference is this part, the door. I believe that's the door on the fire truck for the BAIWEI one is off-colored. It's way lighter than the black. It's kind of like a gray, bluish gray color compared to the black or dark gray color of the rest of the one that's of of this and this. Well, for the Studio Series one, it's also a different shade of gray, but it's kind of like just a different shade of gray. It's like a brownish gray here. I'm not sure if the camera can see it, can show it properly, but everything else is pretty much identical. Look at that. The Studio Series one is the one below, while the BAIWEI one is the one on top. They're the same. I don't know if it's because of old age or because of the paint app that the previous owner had. The Rosenbauer logo here is a bit brighter on the BAIWEI one compared to the Studio Series one. At the back, again, they're identical. On top, also identical, except for the hinge. On the other side, yeah, again, as I mentioned, transformation is identical for these two as well as the articulation. Transformation is complicated for this figure, but it's more fun to do with the Studio Series one because of the tolerances. This one, oh sorry, the quality on this one is much better than the one on the BAIWEI figure because this is actually my second BAIWEI Sentinel Prime. I initially had it back in March, I think, or February, but then I sold it and then I wanted it again, so I bought it again because it's pretty easy to buy a BAIWEI figure here in the Philippines. And when transforming this, it's frustrating because there are parts that will come off and I'm afraid to like break it. So I'm very careful when transforming the BAIWEI one. Well, in the Studio Series figure, it's a smooth sailing transformation, even though it's really complicated. It's really fun for me transforming this one, especially once you've finished it. The satisfaction that you get is really good. Well, this one I'm more frustrated than satisfied when I finish transforming it. Their sizes they're pretty much identical to each other. So yeah, that is their alt mode, which is a Rosenbauer airport fire truck. So to answer my questions earlier, the first one would be, is the BAIWEI Sentinel Prime worth it? Definitely a yes. With the accessories that comes with it, the displayability of it, it outweighs the minor quality control issues that you might get and tolerance issues, especially with the price point. The BAIWEI one comes in much cheaper than the Studio Series one. And the second question is, which one is better? That one is kind of a difficult question to answer. It actually depends on what you're leaning towards. If you're leaning towards the value for money, then the BAIWEI one is definitely for you. If you're just looking to have a display figure or a figure that you're mainly gonna do in robot mode, not gonna transform too much, mainly in robot mode, display it, then definitely BAIWEI. You should buy BAIWEI one. It's definitely worth it because of all the accessories that I've mentioned earlier. But if you're looking for overall quality and playability of the figure, the Studio Series one is much sturdier. There are less quality control issues with it. It's way more fun to transform, to be honest, because of all the transformation issues that I mentioned earlier with the BAIWEI one. If you're looking for overall quality of the figure, the Studio Series is the one that you should go for. Especially if you play with your figures too much, or not too much, but if you play with your figures, if you transform them a lot, like post them, Studio Series is the one that you need to buy. So there, I hope I answered the two questions properly, guys, and I hope you guys can decide which one to buy if ever you want to buy this figure. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. And see you guys next time. Bye bye.